What is up, you sexy beasts? It's 4 in the morning. It's 4 in the morning. That's correct. 3 hours and 39 minutes sleep. Come on, baby. No one can say that I'm not committed to the content, that's for sure. This little one.
My little man.
Up already, bro.
He's been up for a while.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, this is
sleeping,
Nate.
bro. Oh, nice
Yeah,
to
I'm
meet
going to
you.
hand him off to Mum in a second.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was just letting her get a bit more sleep. So. Yeah, he's a bit restless this morning.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's just about 4 months old, and apparently this is when they have that sleep regression.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if that's starting already or not.
Yeah.
It's been last few days it's been a little bit interesting, but
He's a big boy, eh?
he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's massive.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
We see other kids his age, we're like, what? Like,
So good.
yeah, he's healthy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a good little setup, right?
Yeah,
So nice.
that's the trick. Pretty much where I do 95% of my training.
No way.
Yeah, so I tend to go into Torian like once a week and just pick up the stuff that I can't do in here.
Yeah.
It's getting there. So pretty much you can do like I can do bar muscle ups in here and
Yeah.
pretty much everything. Yeah, just like ring muscle ups, rope climbs, things like that. Can't do right now, but
Yeah.
that'll be that's coming. So.
So is you every morning at 5:30?
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah. It's me every morning. At the moment, anyway. I never used to be a morning athlete. I actually despise training this early, but I've got no other option
Yeah.
anymore. So it's my training times now with Bob, and is sort of like 5:30 or 6:30 in the morning, and then when my wife gets home from work, so like 2 hours or a bit more, depending on what I need
Yeah.
to do in the evening.
Love it.
Yeah, so it's this has been me for a few weeks now, so
Yeah.
I'm slowly getting used to it.
Right, I got you by 1 rep, eh? 3:45, I got you through.
This is my wife. So you
Okay.
got my wife.
So good.
We're tracking her results.
So
we're
good.
trying to keep her accountable. So
Yeah, yeah.
She wants to get all the workouts done. So
Awesome.
just making sure she gets down here and getting them done every day,
Yeah, nice.
every week. So
That's so good.
Alright, what are we? Is today Wednesday?
It is Wednesday today,
It's
yeah.
Wednesday. It's going to be a morning session.
That's it. Come on. Love it.
I tend to just come down each morning and see how I'm feeling, and
Yeah.
based on what I've done the night before, and come up with something. It's usually pretty cardio based because my body's not up to doing anything too crazy heavy in the mornings. But I always do heavy stuff the night before, so I don't know if that's why. Like maybe I'm in this cycle where I save the heavier, harder stuff for the afternoon session. But
Yeah. Yeah, I saw you do some heavy snatches last
Yeah.
night or the night before.
yeah, a couple of nights ago. Like last night deadlifted heavy and did a bunch of stuff with the sandbag and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff. So I'm a little bit tender this morning, but this will be alright. So
Yeah. How do you go with the neighbours and sound? I was wondering about the neighbours and the noise on the
haven't had
snatches.
any complaints yet.
Sweet.
So I think it's because we got that paddock out there.
Yeah.
All the sound I think travels straight out there. So these guys are really good.
Yeah.
The guys across the road I haven't had a problem with. Next door's good. So
Sweet.
and I don't think any of the rest of the street gets it. So I'm very lucky. I think just with
Yeah.
the way that my garage is positioned with the paddock out the back, out the front there. And yeah,
Yeah.
so far so good. Either that or I've just got extremely polite neighbours.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I try to keep it down. That's the other thing. Like at this time in the morning, like I try to keep like away from like dropping barbells.
Yeah,
or anything
yeah,
like
for
that,
sure.
So. Yeah, so I'm just going to do a quick warm up on the bike erg,
Sweet.
and then I'll probably just get straight into it. So,
Yeah, love it. Got a go-to playlist or music you listen to while training?
I've just got a workout. I just got a playlist I just called workout, and then if I like a song, I just dump it in there.
Yeah.
So it's constantly growing, and it's full of all sorts of weird stuff.
Yeah.
So like, there's no like genre or rhyme or reason to it. Just if I like a song and I feel like it's something I can work out to, then I chuck it in. So I'm starting to really enjoy exploring like other elements of training, like more endurance type stuff, bodybuilding, all those sorts of things, and so I like taking a bit more of a holistic approach to my training now than I used to. So, but I think that's everybody as well. I think the method has evolved past just thrusters and pull-ups and smashing yourself every day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright. Yeah, usually I just jump on that for 5 minutes and it just makes me feel a little bit better, and then
yeah, for sure.
crack in. Yeah, this is like, that's pretty typical of like a morning session. Yesterday was just running intervals. Monday was like bike erg and burpees. So it's always just like body weight or
Go tell that long-tongued liar, go and tell bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me in the voice of
Easy. Just ran.
So good, the cash.
Johnny Cash. There's a few nights where I'd be training and there'd just be like 20 kangaroos in the yard. Like that's awesome. And they were fine. Like, as long as I stayed in there and did my thing, they just carried on. And if I'd come out like on the driveway, heavy breathing, and they'd be like, "Oh, what's going on?" They'd hop off. But yeah, I'm programming myself at the moment. Yeah. So just because with like the baby and energy levels and whatever, it's just a bit too. I feel like it's just too unpredictable for me to want to follow a set program, and I don't know, like it's just my personality type, but if I don't get everything done on the program, I get like really stressed. So, and I've even like when I've had all the time in the world, I've done programs and still haven't got everything done because life gets in the way or whatever, and it stresses me out. So, and I've really sort of taken notice of like how stress impacts your energy levels and your performance, and I've just tried to reduce as much of it as possible in my life, from work perspective to things we do around the house to, you know, programming and all that as well, nutrition, like just whatever I can do, I can try and reduce as much stress as possible. I feel like that's allowing me to still train with high intensity every day, and you know, so for me, the programming thing is like, I have an idea of what I need to do each week, and I might have some workouts or some things picked out that I'm going to hit, but I don't necessarily say, all right, Monday morning I'm getting up and doing this. I get up, see how I feel, jump on the bike, and then I'm like, all right, this is what we're doing today. And that's generally what happens every morning, is I'll come down and put pen to whiteboard, and if I don't like it, I'll rub it out and do something else. And it's just about being consistent and getting down here. And I try to, it's kind of weird, I try to aim to do 4 things every day. So one, something cardio based, something gymnastic based, something weightlifting based, and something that's actually like a CrossFit workout. And then I sort of am covering most of my bases, and I just fill in the blanks, run a couple of times a week, row a few times a week. you know,
Sick.
deadlift heavy this week, squat heavy next week, snatch, clean and jerk, yada yada, and I just fill all the bits in until I'm done, and then I get to Friday, Saturday, if I've got some pieces left over, I do them, and
nice.
that's kind of how it works at the moment, but it seems to be going well. I feel like I'm in the best shape I've been in for a while, actually, so
Come on.
we'll see when we jump on the competition floor. But
Yeah. What's this comp, Torian?
Torian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, we're 2.5 weeks away now.
Yeah.
Crazy, getting close. So yeah, just doing the Open for me this year is, I knew I kind of want to have a good crack at the Open, and then we just worked out with like our schedule, me being a stay-at-home dad and Kelly with work and everything, I'd probably only get the chance to go to Torian like once on a weekend, and I think really, honestly, it's so competitive now. If you want to qualify to the Open for the games, you've kind of got to be able to base your life around it for 5 weeks, and you know, you need to be, most of those guys are doing the workouts 2 and 3 times and shaving or adding reps or shaving time every time, and I get one shot on a Saturday, so I just go and do the workout to the best of my ability and make it part of my training. And my goal is obviously first of all win Torian, because I love that competition and I'd love to win again, but and then prepare for some of the Aussie sanctionals and see how I go there.
Round 2.
Your tastes change or things change your mind about things. Like this song I never thought much of until I played at the CrossFit Games.
Yeah.
In the final event in the stadium, and I was like, fuck, that's mad. And now I love it. Crazy. I think it's you get attached to like a memory.
Yeah. Boom. What's up, bro?
Still math. Alright. Whatever. Second one, way harder.
Yeah.
And I was just good at second.
Yeah.
You've done all the push-ups. And then ski and wall balls, just a lot of shoulders. Well, I knew it was going to be shouldery, that's why I programmed it that way, but
Yeah.
I wanted it to be after that, but it was a little bit harder than I thought it would be. Do you want to be in film in that outfit?
No.
Probably not. Can you keep her out of it? Yeah, naughty nurse outfit.
I need to talk to him.
Good toys you can't roll. But he's awesome. Hey, very loving.
Yeah.
Hey, just wants to be with you.
Just wants to hug.
He just wants to hug and be with you all the time.
Hey, buddy.
Cuddles.
Is he gay? Classic. What's the plan for the year? Because you went Team A last year.
Yeah, I went team last year. So this year, a bit of a mix. So the team's gonna get together and at this stage do the Dubai CrossFit Champs.
Nice.
Just more so, it's a fun competition. A lot of us, three out of the 4 of us did it individually last year, and we're keen to give it a go as a team this year. And Rich is programming it as well, so it should be a really good team competition. I think he's obviously got he's the best in the world at competing in teams, but he's also got a good knack for probably programming for them. So I think the event should be really cool. And then I think the rest, we're all pretty keen to explore some individual comps this year. So with this little fella, for me, I can't do a whole lot of international travel. So for me, it'll probably just be the 2 Aussie ones, and then Dubai as well. And so Dubai is good; it falls in school holidays, so my wife will be home. But a lot of them fall in like that term 1, term 2 next year. So it's going to be very hard for me to get away and fly overseas. And you know, they're Aussie comps are a little bit easier to plan for, just especially like one's on the Gold Coast, so that's easy. That's just up the road. But even the Wollongong one, like it's just, you know, you don't have to go and hang out for a few days before and get over jet lag and then fly home. And you know what's probably a 3 or 4 or 5 day trip in Australia becomes, you know, close to 2 weeks overseas. So it just puts a whole lot more strain on us. So you know, so I've just got to work really hard and hope that I'm in good enough shape to bank a ticket at one of those events. Like I said, the Open wasn't really going to be an option for me this year, just in terms of being able to redo workouts and all that sort of stuff. So I'm really sort of banking on just keep building my fitness and building my game as much as I can to be competitive at Gold Coast or Wollongong. See what happens.
Yeah. Who's the biggest competition you reckon for Torian?
The biggest competition.
Who's the biggest threat?
Well, not Zeke.
No.
No. Khan, Zeke, Matt McLeod, I think. Although he seems to be doing, I think he's doing the Irish sanctional now, so I don't know if he's still doing touring, but definitely those 3 boys. You know, like I think depending on the programming and who's feeling good on the day, like it could go either way with all of us, I think. So I think, you know, there'll be a good battle there. But like, you know, it's so many good people coming through now as well. So, but I'll definitely have my eye on those 3.
Yeah.
You know, I'm particularly excited for the Open workout on Friday night. Like throwing down like the top heats for that are going to be just insane. Like to be able to do an Open workout with, you know, all those boys and Rich as well is going to be really something exciting. I think for me, like now, given how long I've done this for, something I'm trying to really bank more than anything is just good experiences, things that I'll remember for a long time. And I think that's going to be one I will remember for a long time. So hopefully I do well.
Very good. Home setup. So just train out of there.
Nearly made it.
When did you start CrossFit? Did you start CrossFit back in like
2010.
Yeah. Way back.
Way back. This is my 10th season. That's crazy, yeah.
Was last year was the first time going Team May?
Yeah, first time ever going team last year.
How was that compared to the thing?
Yeah, it was awesome. Like there's a lot of things that sort of factored into that. Like I never really like planned to go team. I never thought I'd ever go team, to be honest with you, or like not while I was still sort of pretty keen to compete individually.
Yeah.
But we obviously the season changed and everyone was like no idea what's going on when it first changed. Everyone was super confused and then we were pregnant with him. No one knew at the time, but we knew. So I knew that was going to be a factor. And then we were also, the thing that sort of ticked us over the edge was that so my wife and I were going on a holiday to, like an overseas holiday. We'd never like done like a proper holiday. Like we've done bits and pieces, but CrossFit or her work or whatever's always gotten in the way. But apart from our honeymoon, which was, you know, a year before, we'd never done like a proper holiday, and we wanted to do one before. And we wanted to do one before he was born. So we planned to go to Italy for 3 weeks, which is where my family's from, or part of my family. And and then the Australian CrossFit Championships were like a week after we got back from holidays. And I wanted to compete, but I also knew that I wasn't going to be, I didn't feel confident I'd be in the shape to like potentially, you know, go and qualify to that competition. I wasn't really interested in competing if I wasn't in prime shape. Yeah. So, and I wanted to enjoy my holiday, and you know, and I still train on my holiday, but like I enjoyed my holiday. So, with all those things in line, I got approached to join the team, Project X, and it just fit perfectly. Yeah. And I said, as long as you guys trust that I'll be fit enough to compete at this sanctional after a holiday and eating, you know, lots of pizza in Italy and stuff, then I'm in, and then we'll just see where the year takes us. And we qualified out of that event, and then it kind of just grew from there. We did a couple of sessions together, and it was a bit of fun, and then we got a bit more serious about it, and and then we were committed to doing the games, and it was an awesome year, like heaps of fun. You know, those 3 guys are unbelievable, like awesome people. I've been friends with Khan for a long time, and even Harriet and Jess to a degree, but particularly me and Khan have been mates for a while now, and but getting to know the girls better, and you know, they're 3 really good friends of mine now, and like we talked about team and stuff this year. It's almost, I almost feel like I don't want to do it with anyone else. Like they're kind of like they're my people. So yeah, so it's we'll see. We'll do Dubai, and then, but you know, like I know KP in particular and Harriet as well have individual aspirations. Me, I'd love to go individually again. Like you know, I'm also I'm at a point now where he's more important than CrossFit. So you know, like if it didn't pan out the way, that's fine. But it would be a dream come true if I could like get to, I don't know, take him over there and get him to be able to watch me compete individually or something like that just once. Not that he'll probably remember at this age, but it'd be cool just to say it's been done and take some photos and, you know, be able to tell some tall stories about how good Dad used to be when he's a bit older. Yeah. Cool. So that'd be really cool. But, and that's kind of what's motivating me. Is I want to be able to, you know, have some good stories for him when I'm older, and I also want to show him that, you know, like I want him to be strong and to persevere, and not strong like physically, like obviously it's awesome to be strong physically, but more just to be able to understand that if you work really hard for things, you know, you can do some cool stuff in your life. And for me, like it's funny, like I qualified for the games a bunch of times when I was younger, and then missed out a bunch of years in a row very narrowly, and then kept trying, and then obviously went team last year. But I almost feel like I know I've got this weird thing where I feel like it's like I've got like it's that wasn't supposed to be my story. Like my story's meant to be about continuing to push until you finally get there, and I feel like everything's come into place now where he's here, and I've continued to work hard despite a number of setbacks for a long time, and I feel like I'm in a place now physically, but more so mentally, to be able to finally do it again. And I think I think my story is going to be one of, you know, showing him and showing other people that if you don't give up, you can get there.
That's really cool.
And that's what's pushing me.
How old are you now?
I'm 28 now.
Oh, right, so, young man.
What? Yeah, I was very lucky to find my niche in life.
Yeah.
At a young age. So yeah, I started when I was 18, 19. I started CrossFit when I was 18. Started competing when I was 19. I'll be 29 by the time sort of like the games rolls around. You hungry?
Yeah, cool.
Ooh. Are you hungry or not? You're just gonna spit stuff out. You're an idiot. Okay. You know, if I've looked back now on the years where I didn't qualify and stuff, and I probably was in a mindset where I felt like I had to be competing, and I wasn't like really doing it because I wanted to, but I think it was because I'd qualified for the games previously, and I felt like I had to compete because I'd done that before, and I had to try and keep qualifying. And it was funny, like I viewed missing out on the games as every time as a failure in my mind. Like it was always a very upsetting time to miss out, and you invest so much. I always looked at it as a failure, but these days I kind of like, you know, I've been a top 10 athlete in Australasia for a decade, and I choose to look at that now as more of an achievement than a failure. So and I just feel very lucky that I'm still, you know, like my job essentially is to chuck on my trainers and go and do some fitness every day, and you know, so I'm more in a position of gratitude now than I was, and and I'm doing it because I want to, not because I have to. You know, like I could go and get another job, or I could retire from this, but I'm enjoying it too much. So, and I'm not doing it for any other reason anymore, which is a cool place to be in. I think the year on the team was good for both of us.
Yeah.
I think it was really good for both of us. I think it took a lot of pressure off both of us.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I think me and him both went through a lot of growth mentally in the last 12 months. Yeah. And it was cool to spend so much time together because we kind of got to see that in each other. And he's a cool dude, and I think I firmly believe he'll go again individually this year. I don't know from what event or what it'll be, but you know, he's made a lot of really positive changes, and I think that's only going to come out as better, stronger performances for him. So I'm excited for him. I can't wait to see what he does this year. And I'm sure he'll be jet setting off halfway around the globe and attacking all these weird and wonderful sanctional events. But if we could both book a ticket and go over individually, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
We'll see.
Sweet, brother. Have a good day, man. Thanks. See you soon. No worries, bro.